Before Thriller changed music forever, it opened with something soft, almost playful, two legends, one conversation, and a love neither of them can quite claim.
Welcome back to our channel. So, what do we do here? Pop culture philosophy. And what does that mean?
Yeah, welcome back to our channel, Pulp Culture Philosophy. That just means we're very pretentious and we think we're deep when we talk about music. But in reality, it just means we like to take a deeper dive into the art that we love, whether that's music, movies, TV shows, or anime. Today we're doing music. More importantly, we're doing the MJ Corner. This part of the channel is where I get to play Michael Jackson songs to my wife for the very first time. For those of you who don't know, Michael Jackson was just a very important part of my entire life. He's probably the very first piece of music that I ever remember listening to. He's a big part of like my musical taste, and just kind of who I am as a person is probably due to his type of influence on me. So it's kind of cool that we get to rediscover and go on this journey with you now, who, you know, prior to this channel didn't really have much knowledge on the King of Pop.
Yeah.
So we just finished the entire Off the Wall album and we are still sitting on it. Well, at least I'm sitting on it. I really want to give my true thoughts on the album because like it's such an incredible album, and before I can really put that in like my top spot, I really want to see like the staying power of that album. Today we're doing a bit of a side quest because I wanted to kind of get back to you not knowing what Michael Jackson song we are listening to, and I kind of miss, you know, playing the Michael Jackson songs for you, because while we were doing the Off the Wall album, I had no idea about that album. Like I knew that it existed obviously, but I never had listened to it prior to us actually like sitting down and like vibing out together. So kind of want to see, you know, if you're gonna like this song, because I don't know, like I like this song and I think it's a very iconic song. The song being The Girl Is Mine from the Thriller album. It's featuring Paul McCartney, who's a legend in the music business. Obviously, he's from the Beatles. But I just want to get your take on the song because it's kind of cool to hear a duet. And typically some of the duets we've been hearing by Michael Jackson, it's always been with a female vocalist.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious to see how you'll like to hear Michael's voice and like Paul McCartney, because I feel Paul McCartney also has a very iconic, very unique sound to his voice, just a very laid back. He kind of reminds me a bit of Frank Sinatra, not in the sense of like their music, but I just mean like
the voice.
Yeah, it's very like iconic. Like, you know that it's Paul McCartney, you know it's Frank Sinatra. They kind of have that, I don't know, they just have that gangster vibe. I just, you know, I'm not a huge Beatles fan, but you know, Paul McCartney is a legend. So this is a very huge song. This was actually the very first single off of the Thriller album, which is very crazy to think about it, because most people that, you know,
very first single, damn.
Yeah, like even before Thriller beat it, Billie Jean, this was the very first single. So yeah, let's just jump onto it. Typically we like to take a deeper dive as we discuss the song for our discussion part, so hopefully you guys will stick around for that. But without further ado, this is The Girl Is Mine by Michael Jackson featuring Paul McCartney off of the Thriller album.
Let's go!
Every night she walks right in my dreams since I met her from the start. I'm so proud I am the only one who is special in her heart. The girl is mine.
Oh my god.
The doggone girl is mine. I know she's mine. Because the doggone girl is mine.
Now I'm curious to know what you think of Paul McCartney in the song.
I don't understand the way you think, saying that she's yours, not mine.
Woo!
Sending roses and your silly dreams, really just a waste of time, because she's mine. The doggone girl is mine.
What is doggone?
It's just like a saying, like,
Don't waste
yeah.
time.
It's like an old saying.
The doggone girl is mine.
It just means like she's basically mine.
Oh.
I love you more than he. Take you anywhere. What I love
really like Paul McCartney in this song.
It's time. I know she'll tell you I'm the one for her. 'Cause she said I blow her mind. The girl is mine. The doggone girl is mine. Don't waste your time. Because the doggone girl is mine. She's mine. She's mine. No, she's mine. The girl is mine. Girl is mine. The girl is mine. Girl is mine. Girl is mine. Mine, mine. Yep, she's mine. Mine, mine. The girl is mine. Mine, mine. Yes, she's mine. Mine, mine. Don't waste your time. Because the doggone girl is mine.
Michael, we're not gonna fight about this, okay?
Paul, I think I told you. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I've heard it all before, Michael. She told me that I'm her forever lover, you know, don't you remember?
Well, after loving me, she said she couldn't love another.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, she said it. You keep dreaming. I don't believe it. No, the girl is mine. No, mine. You're mine. She's mine, 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 mine. The girl is mine. The girl is mine.
All right, so I actually have no idea if you like it or not. We had to listen to it again just so she can get a better feel of it, but I actually told her, don't tell me if you like it or not. I saw you bobbing your head, so I mean, but it's like a Michael song, so of course you are.
I know.
But your honest opinions of it.
So I think I realize now that I'm an MJ fanatic. I love Michael so much. First of all is I'm actually not good with songs that are older, but I feel like maybe because of my age that I'm actually loving them, because we were talking about this like just before we recorded that it was such a surprise that I love Off the Wall, because usually I don't like anything older. But now I think as I'm getting older, I have more appreciation with like older songs and I actually love them. So I actually really love this one.
Wow, I'm actually surprised.
Yeah, it's like it's so nice. And like my favorite genre is romance. So like listening to like Michael like sing love songs, like oh my god. All I can do is like think it's about me.
My god.
No, but it's just the way like Michael like sings, it just really like makes you feel it in your heart. Yeah, like makes you feel like special. It makes you like gives you butterflies in your stomach. That's just how Michael like sings. And the thing is, I know Paul McCartney is from the Beatles, and growing up I've been like listening to the Beatles because my dad really loves them. But again, I'm not like a fan of like older songs, so I hated listening to them.
Oh my god.
So listening to this, I actually really do like Paul McCartney, but at the same time, I love MJ. So I don't think anybody could really like be on MJ's level. It's nice to like have a break on the song where like there's like a different voice there that you're listening. Like, yes, it's nice, but it's just that when I hear MJ, it's like, whew, I love it better. Because like, oh my god, where are you? Where were you? I missed you. It's like, why did you go away? Like, that's just how I felt.
Yeah, I'll give you just a bit of a backstory just on like this collaboration, because this was a pretty big collaboration back in the day. So first of all, I find it kind of cool and kind of unique that Michael wanted this to be the very first single from the Thriller album, because like in my personal opinion, I mean the sound doesn't really sound like the rest of the Thriller album. Like if you put this song next to Thriller, Beat It, or Billie Jean, like it just doesn't have that sound. And I kind of equate this to how we were talking about with the Off the Wall album, where that was the calm before the storm of Thriller. And I feel like The Girl Is Mine is kind of like also the calm before what became like a massive thing of like the Thriller album. And again, like this song was huge. Like I think it reached like #2 on the Billboard charts. But I don't know if you know this, but you know, Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson were really close friends back in the day. In fact, Paul McCartney kind of took Michael under his wing and kind of taught him some stuff about the music business, and they struck up a really close friendship back in the day. They recorded 2 other songs together, so we'll have to react to those because I have not heard those, and I'm actually kind of curious, you know, what they kind of sound like. But him and Michael were very close friends at the time. What you don't know is they had a bit of a falling out. It has to do a bit when it comes to money. So it's kind of cool. Like I was watching a documentary on this, and basically, you know, when Paul McCartney took Michael under his wing, Paul McCartney had invited Michael over to his place, you know, with him and his wife. I think it was in England, just to kind of, you know, stay there and record some songs and just kind of feel each other out. And they, again, like they struck up a very close bond. And Paul McCartney taught Michael a lot about the music business. And Paul McCartney told him, like, dude, you got to get publishing rights. Like, the best marketing and the best way to kind of have longevity in the music business is to make sure you own publishing rights to your songs and just music in general. And so, you know, Michael was always a bit of a businessman himself. Years later, Michael, like, the whole type of infamous thing that Michael did where he bought half of Sony's catalog, which included the Beatles catalog.
Yeah.
And what you don't know is, like, the Beatles and Paul McCartney, they lost their own publishing rights to their catalog way back in the day, just due to, like, back in the day where, like, the contracts weren't the best. So they kind of got screwed out. And for years and years and years, Paul McCartney was always trying to get the rights to the Beatles music. And then, like, when Michael bought half of Sony's catalog for, I believe it was like $47 million.
Yeah.
One of the things that the Beatles and Paul McCartney never wanted to do was for their songs to be in commercials, because they just didn't feel that was their style. Because, like, Paul McCartney and the rest of the Beatles, they're so much about musicianship. They're like artists, right? And they don't want to commercialize their songs.
Yeah.
You guys can kind of correct me in the comments, but I believe when Michael bought the rights to it, I mean, that obviously hurt Paul McCartney, because it's like, dude, I've been trying to buy the Beatles, like my own music forever, and you come in and
catalog,
and you buy it. You know, there's a bit of back and forth stuff. We're not gonna get too much into it. Maybe we'll watch like a video on it, but you know, they basically had a falling out due to that. Michael didn't think what he was doing was wrong. Paul McCartney's like, dude, I've been trying to get my own music back forever, and you come in, you buy it. And I don't know if some of the songs that Michael got from the Beatles, it ended up being in a commercial, and that really kind of hurt Paul McCartney. So, you know, they had a bit of a falling out, and I believe they did not talk like after that. And that was like, I believe, the mid 80s. So I don't know if they talked after that, because I know that Paul McCartney tried to reach out to Michael. Michael tried to reach out to Paul McCartney. It was a bit of like phone tag. But anyways, that's just kind of a bit of backstory. And when Michael passed away, I think that's when Paul McCartney really regretted, you know, not mending the fences with him, you know, and maybe taking the extra step just to kind of like, hey man, like, let bygones be bygones. But that's just a bit of backstory on their collaboration. So yeah,
I'm kind of sad now.
It is kind of sad just to think, like, yeah, two legends. But you know, in their heyday, they made a killer song. I have not heard "The Girl Is Mine" in a very long time.
It's really good.
It's actually
like,
very good. Like, I forgot how good this song was.
Yeah.
And yes, we can glaze Michael all day. His voice, his talent, everything is perfection. And trust me, we will talk more about that. But Paul McCartney, man, like, I don't listen to a lot of the Beatles, and I kind of want to listen to more of the Beatles, but man, like, Paul McCartney just has that iconic voice. Like, he just has that laid back, velvet smooth, buttery voice. I don't know what it is. And again, it reminds me of like a bit of a modern day Frank Sinatra, which that doesn't really make sense because they kind of came out around the same time. But I don't know, I just really like Paul McCartney's voice in this song. Like, when he comes in, Michael brings kind of like that high octane, like, perfection type of energy. And then for Paul McCartney to come in, just kind of have that laid back, chill type of, you know, that's what the Beatles were kind of known for. They were kind of known for stoner music too, you know, they were at the height of like the hippie era. So, but I don't know, Paul McCartney, I'm not saying he outshines Michael in the song. Like, I don't want to compare, because they are two iconics, like, on a song together. You know, Michael just has a different sound and Paul McCartney has a different sound, but
you really love it.
I really like Paul McCartney on this song. And I haven't heard this song, honest to God, in, I would honestly say, 10 or 15 years. And just hearing it now, like, maybe I wouldn't have appreciated the song a long time ago, just because I think it kind of gets overshadowed by the rest of the album. There's just so many bangers, like Billie Jean, Beat It. As we're getting older, I tend to kind of lean towards more of these kind of calm vibe type of songs, but I really like it. I love Paul McCartney on the song. You know, Michael, it just sounds incredible as well, you know. And I love at the end their little back and forth kind of
I love that.
Like their type of argument. It's just, it's just a really cool song. I love it, and I kind of love the backstory of this because you are seeing two legends on a song together, and what could have been if they had still continued to be friends. Who knows what could have came out of that, but yeah, that's my initial thoughts.
So that's kind of sad. That
shows how
they
like
had a falling.
yeah, it shows how like money can truly ruin a relationship.
I know. That's just so sad. Like, I mean, I can see it on both points of view. I think it's because I love Michael too much that I see Michael's point of view too. But at the same time, it's like I'm on Paul McCartney's side that he really tried so hard to get it back. And I don't know what is probably Michael's side as well. But just knowing this story just by itself, I'm Paul McCartney's side. But at the same time, I find Michael's side of this song here is better. So,
Ooh.
I do.
like his vocal performance on the song?
He is way better. Like, he outshines Paul
Oof,
McCartney.
I don't think outshines is the right word, but
I think
it's
so.
I think it's two different vibes. It's very, I'm sorry, I don't mean to like interrupt you, but I don't think it's fair to like compare all the time. A duet isn't always meant to be I'm gonna outshine you. It's just meant to bring a different sound to the song. And Paul McCartney and Michael had very different voices and very different styles.
No, I agree. It does feel good sometimes.
Dang, we're like fighting like they do in the song.
I know. I know it's good sometimes. That's why a duet really works, because it's good when there is a break sometimes when it comes to rather than hearing just one artist the whole time, like you can have a break and have a different point of view, different perspective. But I'm just saying, like I said in the very beginning, when I don't hear Michael, I miss Michael. It's like, I don't know. It's like, where are you, Michael? Oh, here you are. I'm so happy. I miss you. It's like,
He's with the girl.
I try not to think about that. But it does make me think, though, that now as I'm kind of getting older, I actually do really love older songs now, like calmer songs. So it kind of makes me think that maybe we should listen to the Beatles.
I'm down.
A few of their songs. Like, I don't know if you like any of their songs. If you're really
I
a
do.
big fan of theirs.
I'm not a massive fan, but the Beatles are so influential. Like they're, to me, they're on the level. I wouldn't say on the level of like Frank Sinatra, because I love Frank Sinatra, but you have to respect the Beatles. Everybody likes a Beatles song, so yeah, I'm down.
So I would love to do that, but yes, I'm still very much of a Michael fan, so Michael, he is very good. And if you guys have any stories of what happened with this falling out between Paul McCartney and Michael, I would love to know more about it, because that's kind of sad, because they're two legends and very good friends. Like, Michael really needed more good friends in the business sometimes. So I'm kind of just curious what happened to that, because I feel like Michael is not the type of person that would just do something just for that, I was like, Michael has never had a bad bone in his body, and so I feel like there is another reason. So I would love to know that.
Yeah, there's like a lot of discussion about it. Like, I don't want to get too involved in it, because it's in the past, and it is what it is. It's not like Paul McCartney is not known. He's one of the greatest musicians and was in one of the greatest bands of all time, and Michael just being one of the greatest entertainers of all time. So they both did well for each other. It was kind of a cautionary tale for the music business, and I can kind of look at for Paul McCartney's side, when he took Michael under his wing, he didn't want Michael to fall into that same trap that the Beatles fell into.
Yeah.
So I can see it from Paul McCartney's side, where he was giving this young up and coming musician some advice, about make sure you have rights and you have control over your own music. And then I don't think Michael did it in a malicious intent. Michael was a baller in the 80s. He's like, I'm going to start taking control for my destiny, and I'm just going to buy what I can. I feel like Paul McCartney could have probably bought the Beatles catalog back, but there was one of the interviews I read where Paul McCartney's like, I'm not going to go and spend that amount of money for my own music back. That's why Paul McCartney never wanted to pay that much for the Beatles catalog. But who knows, I'm not really sure who has rights now over the Beatles. You guys can let me know. But, just going off the song, though, I don't want that controversy or that type of fallout to overshadow the song, because
the song is really good.
I mean, as everyone knows, I'm a huge Michael fan, and it's very rare that someone can upstage Michael. And I'm not saying Paul McCartney upstages Michael. I just feel that for this beat and this style of music, Paul McCartney's voice fits better with the beat and the vibe of the song than Michael. It's almost like no, and not in a bad way, but you know, like it's a great song, and they both add their own type of layer to the song that makes the song to me like bigger. Like I love the song, but I just, you know, I like the sound of Paul McCartney. I just like that sound. Like when I listen to a Frank Sinatra song, I love Frank Sinatra's voice. It's very unique and it's very iconic. So when I hear Paul McCartney, it's the same type of joy and the same type of moment I get with that too, where I'm just like, it just has this kind of like velvet smooth jazz kind of like laid back, close your eyes type of vibe to it. And Michael, he's just so big, he's so energetic, and like he was so young at the time too, so you can kind of see Paul McCartney's mature side of the song and Michael Jackson's kind of like young superstar side.
I feel like that is the best way that you said. Michael is like young and like kind of smooth and
energetic.
Yeah, smooth, energetic, and just like that luscious type of voice.
Yeah.
While for Paul McCartney, it's mature. You can hear it's like he's been here, he's done that. He has experience.
Yeah.
But like Michael is just lively, energetic, and smooth.
But this is a great song, and I'm very surprised that Michael wanted this to be the first single from the Thriller album, because to me,
I love that.
Yeah, it's cool because it just shows a different side of Michael, because, you know, before the world got absolutely swallowed by that album, like, let's have a bit of a calm. Not that the song was a calm, it was a massive hit, but it wasn't no Thriller, Beat It, Billie Jean hit. Like, let's be real here. So I kind of like that Michael did this to kind of introduce the world to like, you know, I'm not just a pop star, you know, like here's some depth to my voice and to my style, and I can adapt to the other musician's style. So it's a great song. I really enjoy it, and I'm glad you liked it, to be honest. I was actually kind of scared that you wouldn't really like it. I don't know why. Just like, because when I again, I haven't heard it in like over 10 years, but listening to it right now, I was just like, I don't know if she's gonna like it. It's just because to me, I like this type of style of songs. I'm like, I don't know if she's gonna like it, but I'm glad you did. So
I feel like as I'm just getting older, I'm loving this type of music now. I think it's just age, man. It's like I've always hated these type of songs, like this type of like sound. It did not feel natural to my ears, but now I was like, I love this.
Well, that's great. So I like that idea though, maybe in the future us doing the Beatles, and maybe that'll be our journey, because I'm not too familiar with a lot of the Beatles catalog. So if you guys have any recommendations on where we should start for the Beatles, we'll actually do that, because we're really in this kind of like old school vibe. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for your comments and your support. And thank you guys so much for all that love and support during the Off the Wall full album discussion we did. Like every song, you guys were just there rocking out and vibing with us. We're so happy and so blessed that you guys really kind of made those videos very special to us, because we came back to the channel with the Off the Wall era, and you guys kind of came back in droves with us. So we're so appreciative, so thankful for that. And yeah, until next time, we'll see you in the next video.
See you.